And we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. What are you having this evening, Nicole?
Oh, you know me. Tito's, some cranberries, some orange juice. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
Well, Mr. Nick is drinking on a very special glass on a very special holiday edition, Christmas edition of the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Well, I'm having my J-Lore 7 Oaks as usual. But CM Punk and Seth Rollins have come to blows. The War Raiders are the new World Tag Team Champions, and Toni Storm has some character crisis issues. It's Friday, December 20th, 2024, in a special Christmas edition of the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Nicole. Happy holidays. It is our last show. It is our last show before the big one, Christmas. We love it. It's my favorite time of year.
Nick's favorite. It's taking over my living room.
It is, and we are taking over the show on a Christmas-themed spectacular. So if you are new here, welcome in. Hit the old like and subscribe. If you are a regular, we love having you back. Happy holidays and cheers.
Cheers in our Santa cups.
Mm-hmm. Classy. It's not cups. We're classy.
I know. That's the first time in almost a year of doing this podcast, we're actually using glasses instead of solo cups.
Well, I think it's a safety concern.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers. Cheers. So, Nikki, in a very special holiday edition, we decided, in lieu of doing Nikki's news this week.
I know. Shout out to everyone who loves that music. But we have a different, Nick has something different.
So, for this week, we decided to do, with the holidays coming up, with Christmas in particular, being our holiday that we celebrate coming up, we decided to do our very special naughty or nice list. And there's one thing about Christmas and the holidays that we want you to remember, and Roddy Piper wants you to remember this too.
Santa Claus. In the morning, you kids, when you got up and you saw them gifts down there, it was given to you by someone that loves you a whole lot, that spend a whole lot of time outside and buying gifts and getting them in reindeers and little else, whatever you want to think, somebody that loved you a whole lot put them gifts under that tree, not some idiot.
This promo at all. I love it.
This is from like the 90s, 80s, 90s. Bobby Heenan. It's great. Oh, classic. Piper. You can't beat Piper.
You know we love Piper.
So hit the old like if you like Roddy Piper. But yes, so we open, because I think it's much better, because we have more people. We always see this because it's rare. In our household, we never had anyone who had coal. So, I mean, I have a Nicole in my house, but I don't have coal. I never got coal for Christmas. But we're going to start with our nice list. And this is going to be some of the names that you'll see on our New Year's Eve happy hour, special happy hour, New Year's Eve, the 31st, 6 Eastern, where we will name our wrestlers of the year, male and female, all that fun stuff, match of the year, PLE, all that fun stuff. But generally speaking, this is Nick and Nikki's nice list for this holiday. Nikki, any thoughts if you want to highlight any particular favorites?
Well, you know us. We love the ladies here on this podcast. And I'm going to give it to the longest reigning and defending Women's United States champion, Chelsea Green. Like, love her to death. Call she was winning that belt. Like, just throughout the year, her character work, the stuff that they give her to do, like her bump again, Money in the Bank, falling off, doing that, the dumpster match with Michin, Mia Yim, like, just like hats off to this girl. And of course, after she won the belt, she's like, I'm going to Disney. And there's like one photo of her from the Magic Kingdom castle, and then her and her husband, Matt Cardona. And I'm just like, the girl can do no wrong for me. My nice list.
For sure. She's had an incredible year. She's worked tremendously hard, doing a lot of different things. She had that dumpster match, I remember, a few months back with Michin, and just kind of lived up to all the things I think you mentioned with the heights and like doing that spot, which was a Big Nick energy spot for one of our PLEs, which I think we might have to add to our year-end.
That should be a video for you to do, like all our Big Nick energy moments of the year.
Making work for me.
I see your eyes light up like you
spoke
really
too
love
soon.
it.
Spoke too soon. But yeah, there's a lot in terms of if we're sticking with women in particular here on our nice list. Again, just to reel them off, the women that made our nice list, and this is not we have plenty more, but
Not
this is what we can
comprehensive.
fit on our list. Liv Morgan for her work this year carrying Raw in the absence, I think, of Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, again, crossing over for 3/4 of the year, carrying everybody as well. Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, now the return, which we will get to a little bit later on the show. Obviously, talking about her character crisis coming up and what the next stage of her evolution is there. But to me, yeah, I have to go with Toni Storm in terms of like she's done a phenomenal job so far this year, just like with everything, even the months she was out, like keeping up with like people were calling her name.
She did work in Japan, she did work in Mexico, and she kept in character. And then like it was sort of like we thought would be her like a downfall more. Like again, once we talk about that more.
Yeah, again, a lot of great mentions here. Tiffany Stratton, you could talk to, but made our list because at least for me, in particular, her work with Money in the Bank the last, whatever it was, 4 or 5 months, has been great. She's carried SmackDown, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Let us know in the comments below which. At least we'll start with the ladies. Which women made your nice list? WWE, AEW. Who
TNA, like
TNA, yeah.
Shout out to Jordan Grace.
Yeah, Jordan Grace could have very well been on this list.
Carries everybody. So I'm trying to think. I guess Julia stepping back forward, like having. I think maybe in I almost said 2016, 2025. My brain is fried, kids. Maybe they'll be on our nice and naughty list next year.
Nikki's going back in time to 2016.
Kurt, I want to throw you in the back of my DeLorean and gun it to 88.
Unbelievable. But yeah, let us know. We want to hear from all of you. Which women at least, or men. Again, we'll get to the men here as well. Yeah, all of it. Who's on your naughty or who's on your nice list? Who's going to be on your naughty list? For this year, we were disappointed. It could be a number of different things. The way that they were booked, the way that they wrestled this year, the storylines, whatever you feel like was just poorly done this year by somebody. And we'll get to it. So Nikki, moving on to the men's side, which in particular,
you rattled off all yours to me, and I was like, I get it, I'm here for it. But my one contribution to this list, of course, is my man. He is a revolutionary. I said that wrong. But he's
visionary.
He's a visionary revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. MVP of Mania weekend. That poor man just hit the tag match, his match, him losing, and then coming back to save Cody. Him like having to be carried out. Like I just love him so much, and he is my special superstar. Again, MVP of Mania, and if that doesn't put you on the nice list, then nothing does.
That's fair. To me, I'm going to go over to AEW again. I think Swerve. It was tough between Swerve and Hangman because Hangman's done a lot, but I think Swerve carrying the world title for as long as he did, he just went to a whole other level of what he was able to do and take, and run with the ball, so to speak, that he was given from Tony for so long. And I'm curious to see what he does next in this whole, again, it's far from over with the Hurt Syndicate, with Bobby Lashley and MVP. And I guess Ricochet's going to kind of factor in some to that a little bit. So I'm curious to see, what's next for Swerve.
Yeah.
In AEW.
Like Seth is kind of like 1A. He's kind of like, I guess Seth for me is WWE, like Swerve like 100% for AEW. Like I think he carried it. Again, the transformation, we talk about this all the time, the transformation from where he was in WWE, NXT, coming to AEW and being the flippin' star that he is. And I'm kind of ready. not like over him and Hurt Syndicate already, but I'm like, can't wait for him to get back into the title picture because I think he's going to be a multiple-time champion. But again, I think we'll get to that, but like in I guess next week, 2 weeks, rivalry of the year for sure.
It's definitely in consideration. I'm not going to reveal what I feel, but yeah, let us know which wrestlers. Exactly. Yeah, we'll see which wrestlers are on your nice list. We want to hear from all of you. Who made your list? Nikki.
Yes.
So we move on. There is 2 parts to this list, and this is one that might go a little longer than anticipated. Hold on, let's get in the count. It says Drew.
No, agreed.
It's got Drew on.
He did. I love my stuff, but him carrying that Punk feud and his social media game, and I'm even loving his return and just like murking everybody, like him taking out Big Jim last SmackDown was great.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what the next phase is for him as well. So that will all be revealed on our year-end happy hour. So
we have so much more to talk about.
I know it's going to be very fun, and we're going to try out some things on the happy hour, on the New Year's Eve happy hour. Try and do some open bar concepts where we have not like a free for all, but kind of a topic by topic call. Get your point out within 30 seconds or a minute or less, and we'll move on. So it'll be very, very interesting. Nonetheless, Nikki, there are 2 lists. And there's the other list.
All can't be good ends.
Yeah. And sometimes you just make the other list.
You just made the list!
Oh, I missed that Jericho.
Don't we all?
I should have told you to have Jericho on this list.
I thought about it. I knew when I did the drop.
I
purposely, it was kind of...
On your naughty list.
All right, let's get to it. Which wrestlers are on your naughty list? This one could go a while. Nikki and I have crafted ours. Are you ready? Here we go. Nikki, we did a couple short ones just to kind of... Some of it's kayfabe. Some of it's a little bit of both. Nikki, do you want to start with who you feel is that just a terrible year or just a downer?
Where do you want? Well, if we want to start the ladies first, I cannot stand Mercedes Moné and AEW. Everything about her bothers me. I can't stand her promos. Again, like the match with her and Britt Baker. If you're listening, you know I love Britt Baker. That was a shit match. I wanted more. I don't like. Again, shout out to Steven, who called it so early on. And I try to be so optimistic. But her and Camille were terrible. And now rumors are that like Camille's leaving at AEW. I don't know. It's just like, ugh.
And I don't like that. So much potential for her, too. And they just kind of boxed her into her corner. Yeah, for me, ironically, I put them next to each other. And like, it was hard for me to find a women's wrestler that really like underwhelmed for me this year. And it definitely had to be Naomi. She returned at Royal Rumble and actually had a full calendar year now where we've seen her. And like she went off, was TNA not champion and not gonna champion, and like everyone thought she was gonna come back and do all these great things. And remember how they walked out because of the tag titles and how they didn't feel like there was anything invested in that, and they were gonna go to become these great singles stars or whatever they were.
Now she's back as the tag team champion.
Yep, you're literally back as a substitute tag team champion, which we will discuss later in the show as we head into SmackDown preview tonight, which is a match. The SmackDown Women's Tag Titles are on the line tonight. For me, so for me, it was definitely Naomi on the female side of just very, very underwhelming in terms of performance and expectations. Like I didn't really have the expectation for her that I feel like others did. So I'm not that like shocked, but
just doing her year away excursion, being on TNA Impact, being a Knockouts champion, I expected like to come back a little with something new, and she's the same character that she was when she left. Like she didn't. There's nothing new or interesting or different about her. Again, is she super crazy athletic? Yes. Beautifully, like all the things that you want in your superstar, she is. But I want something more. I want to connect with her more. And like, I don't.
Yeah. Ed says Sasha easy, and he said Naomi's doing more than Sasha, though. Which is a fair point.
Very, very true.
And Josh has got an optimistic look. He's not giving up on Naomi just yet. I'm assuming it's Naomi, Mercedes. Yeah, because Mercedes has done a lot.
I don't know. I'm not.
But yeah, I mean, again, it was really hard for me to see like who was really under. I almost honorable mention, and you're gonna be shocked that I'm saying this. I almost put Jade Cargill because I was really disappointed in the year that they built up for her with the expectations that I had and everything. But
I guess, well, I don't know. I guess the expectations were there, but again, she's getting treated by WWE. Again, we talked about what they do in AEW, and it's not as publicly known as, Shawn Michaels, Matt Bloom, like what's going on in the Performance Center. But I'm sure she came in green as fuck. And they're pushing, and with Jade, and I would say Nia Jax, like they're big powerhouses, and then you try to have them do not like flippy shit. Like when they had Jade do that springboard off the rope, and then she fucked that up, and everyone's like, she's too big to be doing that. I want her to come in slam bitches. I don't need to see you do a springboard.
Fair point.
Come and do power bombs. I want her to do an Alabama slam. Like, do that. Don't do a flippy do.
Fair point. Well, let us know in the comments below who's on your women's naughty list as we move along. Nikki,
keep it PG, kid.
Keep it PG. Yes, as much as PG. Family friendly, even though but we move along to the men on our list. Nikki,
so again, my one contribution, again, agree with all of these, but I said Chad Gable. Because we cast our minds back, it was a will he, won't he, was he going to resign? And we had these incredible matches with Gunther, and we thought maybe he'd win the title and he'd do something, and everyone like, this should be your next Kurt Angle. This should be your Olympic star. And then he resigned, and then fuck all. Like, again, her debates about the Wyatt Six, and we had such high hopes for his new faction, and it's doing nothing for anybody. He is a star, so it's just like, maybe could he be a Dolph Ziggler if he went to TNA? Could he be, because Nick Demis is their champion? Could have that been him?
Yeah, he could have very well had that opportunity for sure. I mean, AEW would have given him a belt right away.
I'm just like, I don't know. I love him, and I want so much more. So I don't know if did they promise him something? Exactly. Did they promise him something that, like, hey, if you stay, we'll do stuff? And he was like, I'm a WWE lifer, but I'm just like, I want that man to have so much more than he has. Like, how does he not have a single thing?
AEW did give you a belt, Ed. And actually,
what are you talking about?
We were talking about this just before the show. I was thinking about this. The Continental Classic reminds me of an order I'd make at a diner. Like, can I get one of the Continental Classic to go?
Yeah.
It's like a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Or an omelet.
A wrap, the crunch wrap belt that it has from AEW.
But yes. So moving to my pick particularly, and I'll be pretty quick with this because he had a build-up. Giovanni Vinci, because he had a build-up, broke up with Imperium, and it looked like he was going to get a singles push, but naughty. Rumor has it he was trying to get a little frisky behind the scenes with Tiffany Stratton.
He was trying
every other fan.
He was trying to get with Tiffy, and in real life, she's dating Ludwig Kaiser. And apparently it got around backstage that he was making moves and she was uncomfortable and all this thing. So he got repackaged, beat it immediately, and we haven't seen him since.
That's fair. Yeah. Ed said they promised Chad Gable several things. Oh, Steve, sorry. But Ed was, but yeah. Josh says, I hope they give cameraman title next week. They will. Best cinematography. Best cinematography is coming. So that was our pick for some of the names on our naughty list. Again, we added just to round out the New Day because obviously recent history.
But
yeah, you're kicked out of the locker room.
Big
You
E
make the naughty list.
forever.
Exactly. How dare you? How dare you mess with Big E? Also, Dom, Dirty Dom. How could we not have a naughty list without Dirty Dom? And all he's done, that backstabber with his dad and then his mommy. Unbelievable. So, I don't know, we want to hear from all you. Who's on your naughty list? Is there someone we missed here that should be?
We did a little bit of like kayfabe, non-kayfabe. I can't talk today. I literally worked like 60 hours this week and my brain is mush. But yeah, kayfabe, non-kayfabe. Tell us in the chat.
Yeah, let us know who made your list.
You just made the list.
Is that Jericho?
I know. Well,
We should put Jericho on the naughty list. Jesus.
I couldn't do it. We have too many Jericho drops on the show. I couldn't.
Matt Cardona to beat the shit out of him, and I know Cardona's losing. But
Fair. Yeah, true. So we move along into Monday Night Raw. Since the last time we saw you, we do have Raw takeaways. That was the last show. We have basically 2 shows since we saw you. So Monday Night Raw, where we kick it off, and Nikki, we finally, after talk it.
no more talking.
Talk it. No more talking. So after all the talk, finally, CM Punk.
Fisticuffs.
Yeah, CM Punk and Seth Rollins come to blows. And, you know, it's the holiday season, and a lot of people want a lot of things, but for Seth Rollins, he only wants one thing. Nikki.
Hey, man. Sorry. Yeah.
Seth Rollins and CM Punk come to blows on Raw. So, Nikki, well, first off, I guess
2014, we would have been so excited for this. I am still very excited for this. So am I jumping the gun? Like, this is going to be the match
at Netflix? Yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay.
So they've been jaw-dropping, obviously, the past 2 weeks. And it seemed like once, of all the shit that they said about, like, life and, like, who's imitating who and who's doing what, they didn't come to blows until Seth brought up the WrestleMania thing. Like, I made a mention more WrestleManias than you ever will. And that's he's like, taking the gloves off now. Like, all the shit that he said, it's like, oh.
He calls him Phil.
Well,
Phil.
It was such a big thing back then. It's like, you can't call him Phil. And then all the stuff, but it's like, oh, WrestleMania, now we're going to fight. It seemed like, I don't know, I don't want to necessarily compare it, but it wasn't until, like, with him and Drew that he's like, you chucked that bracelet, now we're fighting. It's like weird.
You made it personal. It's personal to him, damn it. He wanted
like,
to be a main eventer at WrestleMania, and now he's... And Seth Rollins has done that. So, like, I like the idea that he just basically, it started off with them training and talking about, like, yeah, I wanted him to train me, and he didn't want to train me because he wanted to do, and Punk said he wanted him to do it for free, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Punk basically calls him a fanboy. He's like, you know, just because you lace up a boots and you idolize me doesn't make you CM Punk, which I love that line. Mm-hmm. It's starting to just hit home more. The only thing that I worry about with this is, like, because you've seen memes online about, like, Hangman Page did a very similar promo in AEW, so it's kind of the rehash, like, we don't want you here. But, like, again, it's kind of the original guy. It's not really like it's not like they're taking from AEW. Everyone does that. Like, if you've gone for a while, you know, like, you come back and you're the part-timer, or you're the guy who left while I was here building it up. So I kind of like the way it's going and it's hitting harder. I guess just my question is like, with this happening, is January 6th too soon for these two to, like, face off? Because I see so much more money, and, like, maybe they're going to have a longer feud through.
It's going to be I think Punk matches now are going to be a trilogy. Like him and Drew were a trilogy. I think this match is going to go down. I think it's going to be like a dusty finish, a non-finish. Like something's going to happen. It's not going to be a clean thing. It's going to lead to, because how is this not at Mania?
Right.
And there's rumors that they want to put the belt on Punk. So not Cody's Gunther's the world heavyweight. So like where, you know, I think it's a big thing because it's like people that maybe left, and then that's such a thing that people left when Punk left, and people are coming back as Punk is back. Like, it's a big draw to get your people to come or get people to go onto Netflix. I just don't think it's not a one and done. Right.
Yeah, because they're doing that, they're putting the bloodline, like Roman, like they're just stocking it up with all the stars. That's why I think Rock will be back. And
Rock, Cena, it's like everyone and their mother.
It's going to be a crazy.
I want Cody Rhodes' mom yelling at people. I want her to come back and yell. That's what I want. I want a promo off between Cody's mom and The Rock. Mama Rose.
Yeah, I know you love that. I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think this is too soon, or you just think it's just part of the build-up that we're expecting a longer-term feud between them? Getting to, I almost said SummerSlam, WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania season.
Summerfest.
Winterfest.
Winter is coming.
So we move along, and speaking of, you made a great segue. Speaking of promos, we do see a mysterious promo airing on Raw with a circle. It looks like kind of a fire deal, and then a line, backslash. Maybe it's someone who knows a lot about computers. Backslash, /
.com.
.com.
But I'm pretty sure it's a...
So who are the Mystery Raw vignettes about?
What, I don't know. I'm interested to know. It's going to be Penta, but what are they going to call him? It's not going to be Pentagon Jr. It's not going to be...
Penta Zero Miro.
I don't think it's going to be Zero Miro. I think he's going to do it, and we're all going to say it with him. But I don't know if that's going to be his... It's going to be Penta something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's like he couldn't get Pentagon Jr. But does he have the rights to Zero Miro? Zero Miro. I can't speak Spanish right now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, I guess. But in the event, so I think we're pretty in lockstep of who we think this is. But in the event it wasn't, could this be Valhalla's? Oh, no, she's away.
She just had a baby.
Yeah, she just had a baby, so I guess it's too soon. But who else could this be?
I'm also thinking, well, I guess we'll get to that, but I think the Viking Raiders are getting a little less Viking-y, and I don't see if and when she does come back, I don't think she's going to be, Valhalla.
They're more Raiders and less Viking.
I think so.
Which we will get to.
Yeah, so I don't want to get into that too much, but it's definitely not Valhalla.
So, I don't know. Let us know in the comments who you think this is going to be. If not Pentagon Jr., whatever, Zero Miro, whatever you'd like to.
I can't wait for him to do his little dance, take off a glove, and throw it at somebody. Like that, he needs to. I want someone to be cutting a promo. I want him to come out. Crowd goes crazy. He does his little dance, take off his glove, and throws it at someone's face.
Yeah, Josh said Penta's about to explode.
Yeah, I'm so excited for him. Sorry, Phoenix. Maybe next year. But
it's 5-sided Junior? I don't know how to say that word, Ed. Junior. Tough word. Difficult. We're learning things.
It's gonna be 5-sided something.
Yes. So we move along. So getting us into what is our headliner, as it's been for a little while with Monday Night Raw, the Judgment Day runs Raw, and we're starting to see the last couple of weeks the cracks in the foundation.
Gaslighting.
A lot of gaslighting going on, and what we saw is around the mid-hour Raw, Rhea Ripley, or after Liv Morgan comes out to boast and brag about herself with Daddy Dom and Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Rodriguez. There's a new announcement, which not really the shock of anyone here, but let's take you back to Rhea's announcement.
You're looking at the #1 contender for your Women's World Championship. And Liv, I can see into the future too. And the only thing that you can really get excited about is the end of your title reign, because I will be the new Women's World Champion. And all that you'll be left with is your little chicken tender slut.
Oh, little chicken tender slut. I was trying to make a good drop out of that. There will be a drop out of that.
Like it's that gif with like 5 stars are all like, "Wah!" I love her calling a man a slut. I don't know. We don't slut shame on this show, but it's hilarious.
Ed says he is a chicken tender slut.
Chat if you're a chicken tender slut.
Yeah, right in the slut. Right in the chat if you are a chicken slut. Hit the old like if you're a chicken tender slut. I feel like we can make WWE will probably get a portion of the proceeds, but like we should make chicken tender slut t-shirts.
Why doesn't he have like a dipping sauce, like a JR?
It is kind of
or something. He needs like a hot sauce.
So ultimately, Rhea becomes the #1 contender for Liv Morgan's world title. We're starting to see a little bit of the cracks in the foundation. Dom was a little upset about being called a chicken tender slut.
I didn't say I was going to eat it, but I said you can market it.
Do you really want dirty Dom?
I don't want dirty Dom in my ranch dressing, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised WWE has not capitalized on this. Like, you have a partnership with like Tyson Chicken or like Buffalo Wild Wings and be like, dirty Dom.
Yep. Steven is throwing up in the chat.
I'm not going to participate or partake, but I think there's a missed opportunity here.
I mean, you can monetize everything.
Sorry, go on. I don't want to derail.
So ultimately, Liv Morgan is Rhea Ripley is the #1 contender to Liv Morgan's world title. So we are going to see that match some point in the very near future. And I asked last week of whether or not Liv Morgan makes it to WrestleMania. I do think when we get to Royal Rumble that Becky Lynch is going to be some part of this in the future, in the very near future. But I digress. I'm going to save that for a later date.
Her Rumble predictions.
So ultimately, this moves us into the main event of Raw, where we do see the tag team titles on the line, Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough defending the World Tag Team titles against the War Raiders. And ultimately, the War Raiders coming out on top. Give them a little bit of shelter, Nikki. Nikki, the War Raiders are the new World Tag Team Champions. I think it's the first time that they've won it.
Nope.
Oh, not?
Well, did they win the Smackdown?
Oh, yeah.
They had the stuff with them in the Street Profits when Hanson Ivar was getting all the ladies. But I believe this is first Raw. Or it's not Raw, it's World.
So, overall thoughts, and how do you feel about the War Raiders now winning the World Tag Team titles?
I love the War Raiders. I'm glad that they're changing. They're a little less Viking and the Viking rule stuff, and Valhalla was just a little too up here. I'm glad they're more grounded. I feel like they're more like big, like motorcycle beefy men than like I am an ancestor of a higher. I almost said higher power, but I guess that makes sense. Again, I think they're so, and like in War Machine, like everyone was so excited when they came to WWE, and like again, their NXT run, but it's like when they came back to main, it was like blah, 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 blah. But again, like I love Ivar Hansen. I think he can, again, like him doing that, like you just showed. Again, like I said with like Nia and Jade, I don't want them to do flippy stuff. Give me Hansen doing all the flippy stuff all day.
No, he's been. He reminds me of Beast Meritos, actually.
Yeah, him or is it like a even more athletic Bam Bam?
Or maybe he's the Beard Meritos.
Well, I don't know. I don't necessarily love Priest getting involved. Like it makes sense for obviously the Judgment Day stuff. But I would love to then win a little maybe more cleanly. But I don't want to get too hung up on.
Yeah, but I feel like even the odds, and it's a payback thing. So
yeah, I think it's just time for the Judgment Day as a whole to get out of the tag team scene, and I'm ready for like the Raiders to kind of run that scene and build up the tag team. So I think the tag team division is a little more stacked in SmackDown.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
I'd rather have them build the division around them instead of the JD.
Yeah, what do you all think? How do you feel about the War Raiders winning the tag titles? And part 2 of this is, again, like, is this going to be, like, is the jury out on the Judgment Day? Is the Judgment Day falling apart?
Yeah.
So, if they are, in fact, then falling apart, I guess, where do Finn Balor and JD, you don't want to see them in the tag division anymore, it seems, or you want to see them move to SmackDown and be in the tag division?
I don't know. Are they just building, I don't know if there's any questions or not, but like, maybe, I don't know what I was listening to, like, is this going to be like a civil war within the Judgment Day? That is kind of like Finn and JD, and then over here is like Dom and Carlito.
But then where does Raquel and Liv stand?
Exactly. Because in my brain, I still think Liv is going with Finn. And then Raquel is secretly in love with Carlito. And she'll go that way. I don't know. That's all maybe.
They're like all the chasing.
All the chasing, no, it's not going to happen. Ew, he's great. Like, I don't know. But it's like, if you put Finn in, because the rumor is Finn is supposed to be getting a push. But he lost at main event. And now he lost his tag belts. Like, I hate that he really have to, WWE has this thing of like, we're going to make you lose all the things. Again, like with Tippy losing, and Tippy's got to lose all the things. And then magically we're going to put the belt on him.
Yeah, it's only when the light is darkest before the dawn.
Yeah.
Or it's darkest before the dawn.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily subscribe to that in wrestling, but I don't know.
So
I think to me, like I said, like Finn, if this was a time to take the belt off Gunther, then put it on Finn. But I don't know. We need to do something.
Do you think? Did you like this booking overall? Are you happy with this decision?
With them taking the belts off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Let us know as people are popping into the chat here. Let us know in the comments below. Is the Judgment Day falling apart? Were you happy with the War Raiders winning the World Tag Team titles on Raw? Or did you want to see the Judgment Day keep going? And where does everything go from here? Yeah. Where do you want to see it go from here? We shall see. Just see. But Nikki, we got some comments popping in. Josh, this is the failure of the Judgment Day. Finn needs to move forward.
I think because the Judgment, obviously, Edge and Priest and Rhea were like the beginnings of the Judgment Day.
Hmm.
Edge has not been in the WWE for a while. Like, Finn, I feel like necessarily kicked him out of the group. Yeah, that weird Mania match where, Finn got busted open, but I don't know. Maybe it's a good run. They had an incredible run. Maybe let's just leave when it's like on the high and not necessarily on the down.
Fair enough. So, Nikki, that wraps us for Monday Night Raw and our takeaways. Let us know in the comments below if we missed anything in particular. I know Braun Breaker retained his Intercontinental title. Zoe Stark also advanced in the Women's Intercontinental title match. But what were your takeaways from Raw? If there's anything we missed you want to talk about, feel free. Hey, Lisa, checking in.
Lisa, I love you.
Regular, popping back in. If there's anything we missed, let us know, or you can call in when we open up the phone lines shortly and let us know what you're thinking, what you're drinking about wrestling this week. But Nikki, we move along to AEW Dynamite. And next week's going to be a very big Dynamite-driven show with At World's End, and we're going to preview that next week. So we're going to kind of touch upon a couple of brief topics here tonight. And the main takeaway, I said it at the top of the show, is Toni Storm is having a character crisis in AEW, and she came back as her old character. I'm just going to call it Punk Rock Toni, right? And
WWE Toni?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. Well, I guess she did it on the Indies, I think, before she came in. Or at least... that is what she's implying. So they asked her, and RJ City on AEW's on Dynamite, but also on their website, asked her, where have you been? Because last we saw Toni Storm, she walked out, and no one's seen her. She just walked out into the streets.
She walked out of Wembley and just walked into the streets of London.
So they asked her, where has she been? And this is her response.
Can you explain where you've been?
I'm from Gold Coast, Australia, and growing up, I loved 3 things: wrestling, rock music, and the grind. Just grinding it out on the indies any chance I got. And now it's led me here to AEW.
So, brand new horizons for Toni in her own mind. But that's not all. The interview went for a little bit longer, and RJ City keeps pushing back on her to try and get some answers. So they do a little name recognition of some of the folks, the ladies, in AEW. And this is what Toni had to say.
Mercedes Moné. Icon. Mariah May.
Best in the business today.
Okay, what if I said timeless? What if I said timeless Toni Storm?
No. It's the wrong way around. You see, it's Toni time. It's Toni time.
Toni time, which is every Wednesday and Friday and Saturday night booking for TK. So, how do you feel, Nikki, about Toni Storm's new direction?
I had this song in my head, and my 90s kids. It's that Allison in Chains song was like, check my brain, someone check my brain. And I just feel like someone needs to check her brains, because I feel like she is doing that crisis of confidence. She doesn't she introduced herself to Thunder Rosa backstage. I kind of said this a couple weeks ago, whenever we talked about this last time, that I think when you saw her come out as their NXT Punk Rock Indie Toni, her eyes were just kind of like all over the place, and she was like half smiling but half crying, but like didn't know how to like take in what was happening. And I just feel like she's, and I just want this to keep progressing, because also this, and now damn it.
She's got CP.
Stone Cold doesn't believe.
Don't say that.
Someone's mom. But I like right now she's like, oh yeah, Punk Rock Toni, like it's Toni time. And I want the more interviews that she does, like it slips just a little bit. And again, like I don't know, remember if it was Sean Ross or WrestleBoast that said that like RJ City has been like the kind of producer backstage on all her stuff. So her doing it with RJ, and RJ's like, I just want you to be Toni, and she's like, no. Like, I just want the descent more into madness with it.
Yes, Ed. One half of Cold Brew does not believe in CT.
Oh my God, Cold Brew forever! Our tag team wrestling champions of all time on the podcast is Cold Brew.
But yes, I'm really excited about if this is a character crisis, if this leads to me, I would love to see a third character. Like we talked about the three faces of Foley.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see her create a new character off of this that becomes like a third after all the things that have happened to her. Like this is her new personality moving forward for the foreseeable future. Because again, I talked about on our nice list, like she's had a phenomenal year and she is in the running for our female wrestler of the year for sure. And I would love to see what she's able to take because she is the women's division for AEW right now. There is nothing. She's built up Mariah May basically single-handedly. And I don't like Mercedes hasn't done anything. Britt Baker, it seems like, is in the doghouse and probably not going to do anything moving forward. So this is my hope.
Yeah.
Come on, Toni.
My thinking, like, if we're booking what her third character would be, like, she made Mariah dress up like old Toni. Would she start dressing up like Mariah, being that, like, fan? Like, Mickey started going after Trish, and then Tori started going after... Wasn't Tori went after Trish, too, or did Tori go after China? Not like X-Pac Tori, not Tori Wilson.
I can't remember that one. I don't remember.
She had it was whatever mania, and she basically was wearing like a skin suit. It was just like tiger lines.
Yeah,
not me. Okay, I remember a half naked woman. Sure.
Unbelievable. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Fine.
What are you
I think this is a good jumping off point. I want to see.
You said you remember a half naked woman.
Oh my God! Between you whistling, thank
only
you,
whistle
Ed.
Sable.
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 Thank you.
Steven said Toni will just screw it up and make her like the new Mizdow or something. I will tell you, Steven, if he does that, we're going to have to do this.
From the bottom of my heart, man to man, fuck your story.
Is that the only way? But yeah, again, I hope that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she is the best thing in the women's division there, and it's very exciting what they could do. If they start building up some other talent there, they have pieces. I just hope they do the right thing. I don't know. Let us know in the comments below what you think. But Nikki, that wasn't the only promo. We're gonna skip through before we wrap here and open the phone lines. There was another promo on AEW where MJF, like MJF only does, roasts Adam Cole with the most ridiculous Gumby looking, I think it was Stretch Armstrong. That's what I want to say. Not Gumby, Stretch Armstrong. Photo of Adam Cole Baby. Basically cuts a promo saying, please donate to the child in need that is Adam Cole. Funny little skit. But, we go back to, is this storyline just wasting time for two main event stars in AEW?
Mm-hmm. Poor Adam Cole. I just feel like everyone was like, he is fat. And then you have MJF like, he's Stretch Armstrong. Like, it's just like, I don't care what Adam Cole's body weight is or what he looks like in trunks. Like, the gamut of wrestling bodies, like, I don't care. And I feel like, I don't know if it's a weird thing, but I kind of feel like MJF is kind of better than this. I feel like his these. I know it's this sort of character, but I feel like these childish promos, I want like him going after Punk. Like those are the promos I want. Like this just feels like, again, everyone's saying like kids table, or child. It's just like you're two little boys bickering, and I couldn't care less. And I should care because I really do like MJF and Adam Cole, but like this man, I don't care. I think it's too early. I think it's childish. I'm over it.
So ultimately, it moves into an announcement that Adam Cole will have, I guess, enforcers of the Undisputed Kingdom, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. who we know infamously from one of our first wrestling shows together, that Ring of Honor ladder match.
David made me yell at a guy.
Exactly. The day I learned that
If you
Nikki
know, you
does
know.
not like wrestling to be mansplained to her. So my question is, will the Undisputed Kingdom turn on Adam Cole? Because to me, this seems 100% right up their alley. These two are like chicken shit heels that have no purpose to me as faces. And you know how I feel about faces and heels.
Yeah.
Nikki, will they turn on Adam?
I think it's, to me, less the Kingdom, more where's my Kyle O'Reilly? I want him to. If this is going to be a schmoz or like a DQ or a Dusty thing, then I'd rather Kyle get involved than Taven and Bennett.
Or what if Taven and Bennett join Kyle in a new heel stable that Adam Cole can just feud with for a little bit? Because that seems like something that's going to be booked.
I like Kyle's in AEW right now. I'd rather him either be with Mark Briscoe or nobody at all. Because him and Mark Briscoe, just his faces when Mark talks makes my life. But no, if he's not with Mark, then I'd rather, then this would be him turning heel.
O'Reilly?
Yeah. Because if he'd be turning on Cole, then I don't like alternate.
You gotta do something with him if they want to try and make him into anything legitimate singles wise. And
it's like,
a stable with him would be decent. And these two guys obviously are just enhancement.
Like, I don't care
Stable
about
guys,
this.
so.
I wanted Cole and MJF should have kept away for a little bit. Like, let's get the bad taste out of our mouth with all the devil crap. Like, this is too soon. Even though it's like a year later, it's still like, no. Because they were both injured and they're both gone.
I just think I think them joining up and being henchmen for MJF in this situation makes probably the most sense. But I could see long term if you're trying to do anything with him because, again, Maria Kanellis, her contract was up and not renewed. So I don't know if Mike Bennett's going to have any future either long term. So again, like maybe you just stick him with MJF for a couple months until his contract runs out and then move on. Or if you have long term plans of keeping them around, you can put them in a stable with Kyle O'Reilly.
I was just gonna say this, Ed. Like, I don't think MJF needs hench people. He's more that like I'm gonna hire like his few.
No, but that's the thing. He hires him out and for a couple months.
I think that's different. When he was in the feud with Chris Jericho and you have to beat these 5 people, it's more like he's hiring mercs to try to take someone out. I don't think you're not hiring Taven and Bennett to be your mercs. That's not a thing.
Well, I just think because they turn on him and he'll pay them off and they haven't done anything and they don't do anything without Cole when he's not there.
Literally does nothing for me.
I know, Nikki, I know how you feel about this. Do you want me to do it?
I'm sure.
I know how Nikki feels.
Hated it.
Yeah.
One more time.
Hated it.
Steven, shut your mouth. I love you, but shut your mouth. Then you want to pop anything up?
You've got to have Cole company Keith Lee. Oh, God.
No, let's cut off all Cole's hair and have be a manager to Bearcat. Like, get out of my face, Steven! No!
Unbelievable. So, we move into... We're not going to really talk about the Death Riders. Moxley snuck out a victory in the main event over OC, Hangman, and Switchblade. So that storyline continues to progress a little bit further towards the world title match.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a fatal 4-way.
But the other takeaway that we have, because we know he's infamous on this show, is the Continental Classic, tomorrow's brunch item.
It's what we're having for breakfast tomorrow, babe.
It is. You know, we're having your family over, and before they come, well, actually, part of the menu is the Continental Classic. And I said it this way: the classic rolls on, because that's exactly what.
Put it on a roll with some butter.
What's his name? Dave Portnoy would give it a good rating, a 5-star rating. So the Continental Classic rolls on, and favorite of the show, Darby Allin, Ed's favorite, along with Shelton Benjamin, get wins in the Continental Classic. So I have a couple topics on this in particular.
Yep.
First off, Ed's favorite. Are we seeing the rise of Darby Allin?
Like, rise. Like, I feel like he's...
Towards the main event scene, because
No
I
one
think the
wants
world
it.
title run is
Don't-
potentially coming.
No, who wants this? I don't want Darby. And again, I don't hate Darby as much as Ed.
Hilton been jamming.
But I don't want Darby in the main event scene. He's not a main eventer to me. I'm sorry. We're like, no.
I have the feeling that because his next opponent after beating Will Ospreay in what was a tremendous match, but a shocker nonetheless, because no one, myself included, you know how high I am on Will Ospreay, saw him losing to Darby Allin. But that's why I say, are we seeing the rise? Because it's a pretty big win to get. And now the next opponent in the Continental Classic is Claudio Castagnoli. So it furthers along that Death Rider storyline where he's hanging in the periphery. He lost his title match to Jon Moxley, his title contract with Bryan Danielson to Mox. And now he's trying to get back at him in the periphery by taking the whole group out one by one. That seems a very classic storyline. I could totally see us having the rise of Darby Allin moving forward, and where we'll see him make his way towards. Yeah, I don't know if we're ready for it, but he's in again a pillar who hasn't won the world title, and what's that?
I said only one of the pillars has.
Well, if you consider Jack Perry.
He's got a world title. He didn't win the
No,
world
he didn't
title.
wear it. Yeah, you said only. Oh, none of the pillars have. No, MJF did.
I said
The only one of the pillars that hasn't, right?
yes.
Yeah, and Jack Perry.
What do you know? Do
you consider Jack Perry one of the pillars? Wasn't he one of the four? It was MJF,
who was world
Darby,
champion?
Perry, and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, so the only one of the four that won the world championship belt is MJF.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Am I talking like not
All right. So they have to put it. He has to do it.
No,
That's why I feel like we're seeing the rise of Darby Allin, and he's going to get that world title run.
I would hate that so much.
The only other thing that I want to say about this match, at least the Continental Classic portion of this, is that literally how far has Will Ospreay's stock fallen the last few months? That he lost after loss. Kyle Fletcher, again, that storyline's probably still lingering and coming, but I mean, come on, book him. He's a world champion type player, and you signed him just like Okada, who's just waiting around in this classic to do something. Like, how far does he have to fall before people realize you spent all this money and now you're going to put him in a bad program to try and maybe build him back up in 6 months?
I hate that. I have to break him down. It's not like an 80s thing. I brought him down and brought him back up, whatever that is. I feel like this is not that Ospreay can't take a loss, because him losing to Swerve was a phenomenal match, made sense. Him losing to Darby in this, I don't know. Kyle Fletcher sort of made sense, but didn't give me the payoff of that, because I feel like that's not done.
Right. No, I get it.
You're trying to legitimize Darby by having him beat Will. And to me, that's just in my brain, that doesn't now it's Will Ospreay. You should defeat him handily. And I'm just or
at least I get building them both up. It was a great match that I think he should have won. Because if you're trying to continuously build him up as the next star, especially main event star, he treats Ospreay like a main event star that can job out. And that's the problem, is that he's not in an AEW ring at main event star yet. He hasn't done anything in AEW. And that's the poor part about booking him like this.
Correctly, did Darby beat also Brody King, right?
I think Brody King beat him. No, Brody King beat him.
So, again, I love Brody
50-50 booking. That's what happened.
How does he beat Brody? How does Brody King beat him?
Billy Ostrich feels like just a guy.
Yeah, he does.
Big old bird.
Necessarily, you big old dumb bird. Shouldn't But again, there's so many people, like, if, you know, we weren't in tune to New Japan or indie scenes or the UK scene, and you're just seeing Ospreay come in for the first time, and you're like, I don't know if I would be seeing the matches I've seen him have elsewhere. Like, is AEW, if you're, for some reason, an AEW casual fan that don't know who Will Ospreay is, like, you're not making me root for him.
Well, it's also, and it's also, too, I think you get desensitized because AEW, to their credit, we're the best wrestle.
The best wrestle.
But, so you have, like, they're curious about putting on, like, as Phil CM Punk Brooks used to say, they said, they're more interested in putting on 5-star matches than making money, and that's all well and good, but when I see 10, whatever it is, 10 per pay-per-view, 5-star attempt at 5-star matches in a row, I get desensitized by all the flipping and everything else.
Yeah.
So someone like Will Ospreay and Ricochet, who was phenomenal in WWE, now gets diluted so much more in this actual, program, because you see it so much with everybody else. Like, how many high flyers? What's his name? Hologram. There's Dralistico. You just saw. There's like a million.
Bandito's coming back.
You could argue Beast Meritos is like that too, or another high flyer. So like, there's so much of it in every given show that it makes it really, really difficult for me. And I'm really just kind of disappointed. And hope that again they can do something. Hopefully, 2025 is more of a year for Will Ospreay. Hey, Professor, checking in. Welcome back in. Happy Friday. Rick O'Shea feels like less than another guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, Nikki, let's kick into the latter portion of our program as we get to tonight. We are a little over an hour under an hour, I should say, out of what's going to be Smackdown. So let's get to our Smackdown previews for the evening, which basically encompasses we're going to see more of the DIY Motor City Machine Guns rivalry. Alex Shelley is going to face off with Johnny Gargano tonight. So what do you expect to see with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns? This match, do you like where this is going? Do you like the heel DIY?
I do love heel DIY. Again, heel Tommaso Ciampa is everything. Go watch NXT Black and Gold, Daddy's Home, Gold D. I think this is going to be a good match. Again, I think this is going to be like a screwy, dusty finish. Again, your heel face, whatever. I think Machine Guns are going to be better chasing for the belt for a while. Like, is this like a Mania? Mania's a long time.
Well, that's a Triple H thing, is that he loves to have the faces chase.
Yeah.
Especially in the tag division.
Because they don't care about the tag division. But I think it's going to be a fun match, absolutely. And I think it's the thing of like, we were your mentors, and you're just like, screw you guys.
Yeah. Well, now, what the student has become the teacher, as Karate Kid is coming out with a new thing. So I don't know. What do you all think? What's next in this storyline? Do you like where it's going?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is it's an X Division. It's a TNA X Division match written all over it. So I'm really excited to see what tonight could yield with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. Also, because she's on SmackDown and she's kind of in the story like Candice LeRae. Could she be part of this? Could Austin Theory maybe link back up with DIY as a third, even though he's still kind of with Grayson Waller?
Mm-hmm. Would Grayson Waller replace Indy Hartwell in the way? And instead of having a son and a daughter, they have two sons. Poor Indy. Yeah, we're all on May now. We're finally getting a storyline. Bye.
Yeah, that would suck. But I don't know. What do you all think? Let us know. Where do you want this to go? Moving forward. The other part of tonight, at least it's listed as we did the show earlier, is, again, we touched upon it earlier, Naomi will be filling in, this was actually announced last week, but will be filling in for Jade Cargill to defend the World Tag Titles with Bianca Belair against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. So Nikki, any thoughts on this in particular? Did Naomi do it?
I feel like this B team, go, go, go. Jade's gone, so we have Naomi. Naya's no longer is like feuding or fighting with Tiffany, so we have Candace. So we have like the understudies coming in for this feud. Again, I really do like Candice LeRae a lot. I loved her on the Indies. I don't know. This feels like a nothing. Again, you left because these belts meant nothing, and they still mean nothing.
Yeah, I just think there's going to be this could be the moment tonight where Naomi turns and it's revealed that she's the one who attacked Jade, and then she cost Bianca the tag titles because she was the third in this whole, she was the forgotten woman in this whole group after the whole WrestleMania stuff. And it's kind of like, not like the Kevin, well, kind of similar to Kevin Owens. It's like, I helped you, I did all this, but like you forgot about me type deal. I could totally see that. And again, for what I said back at the top, since she made our naughty list as being very disappointing this year, I could totally 100% see this being the turn that finally happens that we've been waiting for.
I wonder if it's going to be Shades because
Josh likes a thought.
Yeah, I agree. And I wonder if it's going to be Shades because her father-in-law is Rikishi, who run over Stone Cold, but did it for The Rock, but really did it for Triple H. So it's like Naomi, like, I did it for, Bianca. And then Bianca's like, oh, and it's really for somebody else. And it's going to be some convoluted booking. But I think that's your contender because it's so. And someone made the joke that it's like this segment happened right after her husband got claymored by Drew. Because, like, Big Jim cut this whole big promo, and then Drew came out and just murked him. I think murk is the word of the show. Every time I see murk, take a shot. But it's like right after they cut to this, and Naomi's like, I'll help you, the women's champion. So it's just weird. But like, I don't know. I think there's definitely something afoot, and we'll have to put our Sherlock Holmes hats on. This is my first time wearing a hat here, but maybe I should get a Sherlock Holmes hat.
Yeah, Josh agrees with you. You've been saying that's to happen. Agrees with your theory.
It hurts to be this good sometimes.
Unbelievable. Well, Nikki, it's that time. We've reached. What? Do you have any last thoughts?
I just want to say before we go into your next thing, can you show the people your festive T-shirt? You should have done this in the beginning.
Right.
These hands,
Hold on, I gotta pull you out for a second.
Pull me out.
So we got this. Season's beatings. It's hard to see.
But it's a shirt of the Grinch beating up Santa.
There you go.
But Nick loves Christmas. We're in a festive mood with our cups and stuff.
Season's beatings, everybody.
But you're so festive and I love you.
We love the holidays.
We do.
Well,
our Santa cups, your Christmas shirt, me in a hat.
Damn it.
So Christmas.
Yeah. And we love the holidays around here, and I just don't like when people are mad during the holidays. Make that naughty list. I can't find my drop. Oh,
no.
You just made the list.
That might be one of my favorite drops you've done.
Really? Well, it's festive. It's festive. Well, I'll get through some comments before we open up. Hold on. Lisa's chiming in. Good point. Love it. It's like, my father-in-law did it. Why can't I?
Exactly.
Vehicular manslaughter. I could do it too.
Like she does her own version of the stink face. Why not?
Lisa likes the shirt. Yes, go Grinch. All right, Nikki.
Yes.
It's that time. Are we ready?
Huh?
It's a holiday edition. But we're opening up the phone lines. Same old song. Let's get it ready. If you don't know how to, if you're new to the show, click in the description. There is a call-in link below. It takes you to StreamYard. Mute your YouTube, it will be a new tab. And then that brings you to the live show. In case you don't know, just like radio, there is a 6-second delay in the YouTube show than there is in the StreamYard link. So very important to know. That being said, Nikki.
Yes.
Phone lines are now open.
Huh?
You gotta get used to that one, or at least while it's still laughing.
Changing all our music for 2025, so.
Oh, Josh said we need a stupid idiot's jerker drum. Oh.
I kind of really do miss WWE jerker.
Good one. Well, the only I gotta get WWE Chris Jericho was always the best. But I'll hit a drop before we start. But before we open up the calls, just make sure you hit the old drop a like on the channel. If you're new, hit the subscribe. We say hit the old Samoan spike on the like. Ah!
So aggressive.
Or if you're more of a Bray Wyatt type of person, we do the subliminal way.
So quick.
Hey, we had those for a while. I just got to bust it all out before the end of the year.
Oh,
all right, Nikki.
Yes.
Let's open them up.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing is first. Let me get this one. Start with the regular?
Yep.
All right. One second. Nikki.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe it's Steve. I'm also going through puberty too, but I believe it's Steve.
Ba-ba-ba-da-boop.
I'm a scat man. I'm a scat man.
Steven!
Peter Brady couldn't have hit that note any better.
I know. Ugh.
First off, let it be known that there will be all new intros for 2025. So the New Year's Eve special will have a bunch of new ones, and it's going to be a little bit more Big Nick Energy edition of the...
So would next week, if Stephen calls in, that would be the last of this one?
Yes, but there will be... Listen, nothing's as good as the original, but we always try. The sequel's never as good as the original, but we're going to try and find a new remix of it for 2025.
Get your bop boops in.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Steve, what are you thinking? What are you drinking? What do you got for us?
What am I drinking today? Soup.
Well, yeah, it's cold.
It's snowing in New Jersey.
It's, you know what? Better now than like in about 3 or 4 days.
Mm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 17 on Sunday. I was thinking about taking Nikki to the Jet game on Sunday against the Rams to watch the Jets lose to the Rams.
Why? What'd she do?
Thank you, dude. Like,
well, you know, Steven, she's had there's been some days where it's just been, it hasn't been a great December. And I don't know, her name starts with N-I, but it does end in a Cole. And I think she made a certain list.
You just made the list.
We lost her.
Steven, I love you.
I think she needs a minute.
I'm good. Oh, I'm good.
Okay, but I went to see Jets Giants on Christmas Eve one time, and I'm still thawing out from that. So
fair enough. So, Steve, what are you thinking this evening?
Oh, the first thing before we get to the theme of the day is to go back from a couple of weeks ago. Caught the official trailer for Queen of the Ring.
Okay.
That came out earlier this week. Turns out what I saw that I thought was like a very quick official release was turns out it was just a test run, and the official release, which is probably going to be in a very small amount of theaters, is March 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The star, there's not a lot of acting star power in it, so it's possible it could just go straight to streaming. The lead is I thought I read the lead was Emily Bett Rickards, who is best known for being on the show Arrow, if you used to watch that.
See, but because what's his name is on Arrow, right? Oh my gosh, Steven. Was his name Steven? No.
ML.
Oh yeah, Steven. His name is Steven, right? But not Papa.
Yes.
Steven and Mel.
Also star of the show Heels, which I enjoyed.
Yes.
That's
a whole separate thing we need to talk about.
I know, we need to bring that show back. Everyone needs to watch. All of our listeners need to rewatch Heels on. Wait, is it on Netflix now? Is it Netflix?
Netflix or Max?
Yes, because the Stars Network that it was where it was originally airing canceled it after 2 seasons, and so I guess Netflix is free to pick it up and air the existing episodes. And we'll see if they make any more.
Yeah, because Mike O'Malley, which is crazy pants, because my 90s kids, that's the guy from Guts.
The aggro crack.
That he was, again, I don't remember his name on the show.
Basically the Paul Heyman type guy.
Yeah. He's the producer of it, and he's hoping that watching it on Netflix can get them a 3rd season. And they definitely left it off for a 3rd season. I can go on for that show. CM Punk was on there, AJ was on there.
I know, it's great. Great.
Yeah, not to give anything away, but I think they were expecting to be renewed for a 3rd season, and then just didn't happen.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so it's exciting. Safe, Steve. What else you got for us?
Okay, the nice and the naughty. If we're going with this, well, the naughty. Geez, there's so many I could choose from. I'll start with the nice. I think I would put Punk on there because they managed to run a story between he and Drew, and Drew is 1B here. They managed to run a compelling storyline for 8 months with only a couple of matches, and they got so creative with it, and I have a feeling that they had guidance, I'm sure, but I have a feeling that the two of them were mostly left to their own devices with coming up with stuff. It just has that feel to it, or had that feel to it, and look what happened, and then we get that epic match at Bad Blood, which I forget what day that was, but that was a day
that will live in infamy.
Quite the match, yes. Sometime in October, I think.
What to say? What are days? What's time? Wibbity wobbly.
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as the naughty list, I don't think I really agree with Naomi being there because she's just taking orders, really. She's just doing what she was told.
Yeah.
Come on, Steven.
Yeah. But the naughty list, if we're limiting it to in-ring performers here, I would still make it Toni. Toni took a major bump this year in the ring, and to me that qualifies him.
So Steve, I was this close. I will say this. I was this close to putting he was probably my number 1 choice, and then I was like, let me just keep it wrestler.
You told me you were gonna put it on, and then when you displayed it for the kids on the show, I was like, oh.
Well, because then I would have to do it for there hasn't been much, but the little bit that I didn't like of Triple H that didn't on the the Gable thing, I could argue would be bad creative on Triple H. So I couldn't. That's why I couldn't, in fair honesty, put TK and Lee, but on the list. But to your point, then if he took a bump, then technically he's a wrestler, and so he can make the list.
Yeah. I mean, Chad would be a good candidate for comeback of the year because he was shot in the head and killed.
Yeah.
Came back and wrestled.
I love that drop. I dropped that drop. I lost that drop. That would have been a great drop right now.
Steven, what were we saying?
Oh, that Chad was comeback wrestler of the year, or at least a candidate.
Yeah, and you said he got shot, and I thought you said something after that.
He was shot in the head, and then he came back and wrestled the next week.
You can't kill him.
No, he is unkillable.
I think want something more for him.
That's like Hulk Hogan levels, because didn't Hulk Hogan go to Papa Shango poisoned Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan went to like Dungeon of Doom. What are they called? The WCW guys. What are they called?
Cold.
Not Dungeon of Doom. Steven, you're gonna know this.
Or is it, he's like not hot.
Kevin Sullivan's guys.
No, I think that's right, isn't it? Well, there were a few names, but I think that was one.
Maybe it was Dungeon of Doom. But yeah, like where you had Kamala and like basically a bunch of XW. Didn't he put
Beefcake was the Zodiac?
Yeah, and Earthquake was like Shark Boy or something like that. Not Shark Boy.
I think Ed Leslie was in there too as one of his 10,000 characters.
Yeah.
Yep. The Zodiac.
The Zodiac, yes.
Yes.
Yes, and then I'm saying in the comments, like, he covered up his tiger tattoo with a shark because they wanted him to be a shark, and they let him go maybe within a year. I'm trying to remember the dark side of the
Dungeon of Doom. I was right. Got one.
Funny thing is, Kevin Sullivan didn't need a stable. I mean, he was scary all by himself.
Agreed.
I know. And now we didn't do it for this show, but that promo on Raw was great with Dexter Lumis, who's channeling a little bit of his inner Kevin Sullivan, where he basically said like he was happy that he picked on Miz and all that stuff. So go back and look at it on the WWE YouTube if you get a minute. It's like a minute long promo. It's great. And the way that they did it is, again, classic Wyatt promo, but he looks 3 times better than I ever thought he could have ever looked in that group.
Oh, Loomis? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Steve, last shot before we let you go.
Oh, my. Thank you. What to choose from? Well, chicken tender slut. That
needs to be a drop immediately. Steven's saying it.
Yeah, it would be easier. It would be easier to go along with that if he was having like good chicken tenders. I mean, come on, he's just having the crappy produced stuff that's in the supermarket. Terrible. No sauce. Just don't make me do this again. Go to Raising Cane's at least.
Steve, I was this close to having a drop for it, and I wanted to do like something with Colonel Sanders on the other side, but I couldn't get a good drop of Colonel Sanders eating chicken because I wanted.
What about Gordon Ramsay?
Say again.
What about Gordon Ramsay?
Maybe
it came from Hot Ones because he complained that the chicken was terrible on Hot Ones.
Okay, and I'm getting ideas. All right, I like where you're headed here. I like the drop ideas.
But Steven, can you say that one more time so Nick can get a clear shot? Because I want this forever.
Which part?
All of it.
Oh gosh.
Just say.
Well, yeah. What did Rhea call him?
I can appreciate Dom being a slut for chicken tenders as long as the chicken tenders are any good.
Fair enough.
Thank you. I love you immensely.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thanks, Steve. Merry Christmas to you, babe.
Merry Christmas. Well put, Steven. Happy holidays. We love that.
I hope that every person has a friend named Steven. Just yell Steven at them. Because I love that for all of them.
But they can only yell "ba ba ba da at this one.
And our Steven.
I appreciate Steven bringing the holiday cheer, just like Roddy
Santa
Piper.
Claus. In the morning, you kids, when you got up and you saw them gifts down there, it was given to you by someone that loves you a whole lot, that spend a whole lot of time outside and buying gifts and getting them in reindeers and little else, whatever you want to think, somebody that loved you a whole lot. Put them gifts under that tree, not some idiot.
Not some idiot.
Put them gifts.
I know. I love how angry he is, and it makes me excited for the holidays.
That's how it was like, you're going to
Hey, don't bury the lead. Happy holidays.
Hello. Happy Halloween to you.
Lisa loves Rhea calling him chick or tendon slut. If I wasn't so sure it would get trademarked soon. It's going to be a t-shirt.
How is that not a t-shirt? Again, how do you not have a chicken partnership or a soft partnership?
Exactly.
Something.
Well, Herman checking in. Wishes Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas,
Herman.
All right, Nikki.
Yes.
We've got a new regular, and when you're a regular, you get a new intro. You get an intro in general. I said new intro. I guess it is new now.
This is new to the public.
Ladies and gentlemen, he said he would like to be like Solo. I don't know. Solo turned on the bloodlines. I don't know how about that. We want that. But I feel like he's kind of like, he brings a lot of energy, electricity. He's kind of like Thor in some ways. As someone who grew up in the 90s as a Jet fan, the greatest Jet quarterback ever to ever lace up the Jets boots, Flash Gordon. So, Nikki,
yes,
let's welcome him back to the show as a regular, our newest regular with the newest intro. He's got a 4-letter name. Josh. Josh!
I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. Great work on that one.
Welcome back, Josh.
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to see you guys doing your work, putting in that work, as we podcasters say. It's a great show so far. I love Steven. Steven was fantastic. All the stuff he was saying, man, that dude, I want him to narrate my life. So if he's looking for that, there's no pay, but we can have fun.
Look at that. But here's the thing: when you there's only one thing that happens now. You have to do it when you say his name. He appears.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Steve.
Oh,
Steve, will you narrate? Steve, will you narrate Josh's life? Quick question.
Oh, I'm back in.
Yes, there's a very important question.
Do I have to use my voice, or are you looking like for somebody to impersonate Morgan Freeman, but for like cheaper?
No, I want your voice and your thoughts on anything that pops up. So, like, if I do something, I want your actual like thoughts on it too, because I really like those too.
Oh, you want me to MST3K it? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you're pretty much going to MK Ultra my whole brain. So
yeah.
Good luck on that one.
Thank you. I'm honored by the kind words. Have your people call my people.
Will do.
Fair enough. But listen, as Steven goes, I just want to say, as his agent brokering this deal, I have one thing to say.
Price is wrong, bitch.
You ever seen Happy Gilmore? The Price is Wrong.
Oh yeah.
Steven, as your agent, I can't let you do anything for free.
Look, we got things in the cryptos. We'll see what happens there.
And the other deal is when you say his name, you have to say bop bop bada boop. This is now the new rule of the show. It has to be Steve bop bop bada boop.
So Steve bop bop bada boop.
Close enough.
Okay. I like it.
We're gonna get that over.
Rules. I gotta start writing these things down for the show.
Fair enough. Anyway, Josh, as we've derailed this call already, what are you drinking? What are you thinking?
So I got me some Bushmills right here, some 1608. Yeah, I don't drink it straight. I put a little Coke in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
soda.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive one though. It'll definitely put hair on your chest. I'll tell you that. But yeah, that sits in the studio at all times. Nick, I'm gonna have to put you on the naughty list for having Naomi on the naughty list.
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, you gotta give the woman credit. When she left the WWE, she worked her butt off to get back to the WWE. as opposed to like people like, I don't know, Sasha Banks, Ricochet.
Well, to get back, Ricochet just left, but like
he did leave.
But like to get back, like if Mercedes is probably just like, all right, she took the bag of money, I would assume. So like to work your way, I get what you're saying, but like I'm not that surprised that she came back because her husband's already there, and I don't feel like she was there. Like I said this along when I never thought of her as a main event wrestler. Yeah, you could win the TNA World Title and then be a mid-card person forever. And like, wasn't Chelsea Green a world champion in TNA too?
And now look what Chelsea Green's doing, though.
That was the whole thing, that she, I believe, 7 years apart when she became Women's Knockout Champion and became the U.S. Women's Champion. I believe it was 7 years, and someone will correct me down below.
Yeah. I think that was what they were even saying before she won the title during the match. It's been like 7 years. But again, though, Chelsea Green's on her, like, Chelsea Green to me is a unicorn because she's like making her own universe, and she basically got the fans to grassroots her title, and to me that's highly impressive inside the world of wrestling, because even though I do find the world of wrestling like one of the most accepting communities out there for whatever you identify with or how you want to be, they also, the fans are pretty fickle when it comes to if you don't entertain us on levels, and Chelsea Green has proven that time and time again. And I think, in my opinion, Naomi also has that with her, just the way she is with that whole glow thing. Younger generations, younger girls, I tried to get my girls into her years ago, but you know, they're just like not into wrestling whatsoever. Like I tried, but it didn't work. They do like Rhea though. They like how she looks and all that stuff. But beside that point, to me, that's like a John Cena like DNA strand. You know what I mean? Like to me, he's the king of that. I'm not a huge Cena fan, but I do recognize that like even kids today run up to him and like just love him. And I think she has that ability, but I think with what they're doing, if they do go with the route with her being the one who messed with Jade, I think this gives her that yin to her yang in the fans' eyes. So we get to see that villainous aspect to her done in a era in which we know Trips can actually write good stories for it. He can have the team craft something great for Naomi. But I do recognize where you're coming from, Nick. I just wanted to throw you on the naughty list.
So he's throwing me on the list. All right.
You're on the list?
I'll throw the drop.
I know you haven't taken a bump, but maybe you could, I don't know.
I think taking bumps in in backyard back in the day. So
okay, that counts.
World champion, WW world champion back, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So all right, he's throwing me on the list. Josh, I'll allow it. I'll allow it for this one holiday edition.
Okay.
One more Jericho drop.
You just made the list.
I love it. I love Jericho drops. Those are the best things going. Those are fantastic.
Oh God, don't encourage the man. We'll be here all night.
No, I have so many of these. Like Josh, you're doing a great call so far, right?
Israel, ring a ding dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
Those get me all the time, man. I'll mark out for Jericho drops all day.
There's just so many of them. It's so easy. It's like my cousin told me once about like music. He's like, oh yeah, you can go see the Goo Goo Dolls because every one of their songs is a single, is like a hit. And it's like, actually, I went to see the Goo Goo Dolls every summer for like 5 summers. It's like every song is a hit. It's Jericho. He's got so many one-liners.
That's true. And I went to go see the Goo Goo Dolls when I was younger. It was like when they were really starting to blow up. They were playing a winter fest here, and because our bar that they were playing at didn't have Fiji water, that lead singer would not come out, and Hole was playing. So Courtney Love came out and made fun of him so much. And then she came out and the band like finished the night. But it was just so funny watching that. Just her making fun of that dude for Fiji water.
Oh yeah, some people with their riders is insane. Like when you hear it, if you Google them, it's a wormhole you can definitely go down.
Yeah, it is.
People.
Like 4,700 blue M&Ms, something like that. Like
I
I've
think
heard
that
of
would be fun to be one of those people to do that though. Just have something so weird, like where people talk about you at other events. They're like, yeah, we were setting up for that Josh guy, and he wanted 33 blue M&Ms and 22 Pepsis. Why? He didn't even drink any of them.
It's like the Chappelle show. I know because I follow Josh's show as well. The Chappelle show, my was like Cambodian breast milk. I need authentic Cambodian breast milk.
Yeah, see, that's so funny to me.
Oh man, we're bringing them all back to the show. That's why, Josh. That's why you're a regular. That's why we love having you, because we're bringing all the '90s drops, '80s, '90s, like aughts, that some of this new generation are gonna have no idea. We're about to blow their mind and change the world again, or bring it back to what it should have been.
I can't wait. That's where we need to be at today. We could change the world with it one drop at a time, my friend.
Exactly. Well, Josh, what else you got for us here before we let you go, and then where else obviously can everyone find you?
Hey, I just want to say, you guys, you do fantastic work. This community that I'm seeing you guys have built, I'm glad you've accepted me into it and let me come around and just play and play on your guys' show. I love it. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Man, well, we love having you.
You're welcome anytime, always, forever.
Awesome.
Regular on the show.
Thank you guys.
Well, welcome back, Josh. Tell everyone where they can find you in the podcast.
You can catch me at In Your House, and house is spelt with a W, and that W stands for work. We have 6 days a week going. There's a show you can find. There's multiple different personalities on our network. Just come check us out. Like, subscribe, and follow along. My specific shows, Monday at 7, it's a Raw preview show where we just talk Raw, get you ready for that. And then Fridays, when we get back into the swing of it, it is ECW watch-alongs, and that's where me and the main guy who started it all, House, sit down and we watch 90s ECW Hardcore TV.
Nice, which we all love. So.
No,
that's awesome. And obviously in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be popping on his show, so we're going to have a little cross promotion. Really excited for that. Right? Actually, we're trying to do it the Monday before the New Year's show, because we're going to have you. Obviously, you're a regular here, so we're going back and forth. So we love it. So
yes,
definitely check out the In Your House podcast.
Yes, please come check us out, and come create some stuff with us. Come be a fan over there too.
Exactly.
Love
Exactly.
it.
That's all it's all about me.
He's awesome.
Just love wrestling.
Thank you,
Josh,
guys.
pleasure as always. You, sir, cut off.
Making new friends.
Making new friends.
New friends.
You feel
My
so
new friend,
blessed having all new friends in this community.
All that said, though, incredible team effort, and I feel so lucky and blessed to have this opportunity and be here and be part of this. Everyone here, give yourselves a round of applause. This is unbelievable. Thank you, guys.
Well done. Great call. Great call. Ed saying, enter the Chelseaverse.
Yes.
Joe-Ho.
Joe-Ho, what are you doing?
Jericho's on his own creative department way better than the actual.
Zone. I love you.
Oh, also, forgot this one. Lisa's loving
Oh
it.
my god, I didn't wash my hair today. Mama's having a happy leave.
Don't bear the lead. Chicken tender slut is A+. Yeah, we better need to get. Next show we'll have a drop of chicken tender.
Oh my god, should we eat? That'll be gross. I was like, should we eat chicken fingers? Like, no, I must watch that. I take that back immediately.
Yeah, probably. That's honestly probably bad creative.
Hated it. I hated it as soon as it came out. So I agree with you.
There's probably some creative that.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep drinking. It's fine. Go on.
Well, Nikki.
Yes.
Let's get to it again.
Get into it.
We have to get all these intros in before.
So many things.
Well, see, Damn it! Now he wants chicken fingers.
You're welcome.
Well, sorry. Well, it's kind of dinner hour, sort of. Maybe not. Anyway, Nikki, let's get to it because there's only a few more episodes where we get to play in this rendition. Maybe, who knows? I don't know.
I'm afraid of what you're gonna create, to be honest.
I'm afraid you never know what's gonna come.
I don't know, and I feel like we should all be afraid.
Well, fair enough. But you never know what's in my head. But I always know what's in his head. Darby.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. 2025 is coming, Ed, and there is new intros, and there is get ready.
I can't wait.
You know,
it's gonna be great.
You know what the
goal?
There's only one goal on the show because it is a happy hour.
It's banger after banger after banger.
I mean, listen, you're not wrong, right? You did mention Chappelle's show. Now I just can't unhear him singing "Breast Milk." You make my day. Like it's. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
No, I mean, I was gonna say not for nothing, and not to cut you off, but it's one of those things. You know, we were talking about the greatest tag team of all time, Cold Brew, and it got me thinking of names and how silly naming your entire group after your finisher is. But it's also one of those things that maybe that's genius, right? Because like Death Riders, they're all right, but like Orange Cassidy and the Orange Punchers, Darby Allin and the Coffin Droplets.
Droplets.
What about droppers?
No, droplets. Little droplets.
Yeah. Jay White and the Switchblades. It's my horror punk band.
Jay White and the Switchblades actually probably
That's a band.
That's a good band. Yeah. It's a really good band.
That's like a sock hop for goth.
Yeah, definitely not mad at it.
Just like doing that.
Ed, let's get to it. That's not our friends have their show. Don't bury the lead. Let's not bury the lead here. Ed, let's get right to Darby because you know he's on his way towards a world title.
Yeah, and I agree with Nikki. Who wants this? It's like, who is asking for this? Like, they stop this guy forever, but like they stop everybody.
Yeah.
Like nobody feels like a big enough deal. I mean, I'm hearing, you know, there are rumors that Kenny comes back at World's End, but like, who cares? You know, it's like you were saying before, right? If you were following New Japan, you were following everything else, then Kenny Omega kind of feels like a big deal, right? But like this guy's been off of TV for how long?
Year and a half at this point.
Like he's gonna come back, and like, is it going to feel like it's a big deal? Like
Kenny?
Yeah,
I think so, and because he's the EVP and he's the only main next to actually honestly probably like MJF. Kenny Omega is probably the one I would think of AEW most. Like when you say who's the best wrestler, who's the main event star in AEW, it's MJF to me, and then probably Kenny Omega. I don't think on the men's side.
I feel like I'm going to agree with you.
It's fair. I mean, it doesn't help either that like I feel like every main eventer in AEW just feels like an upper mid card guy for that would be in like WWE. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like the AEW title is just the Intercontinental Championship. Is it wrong for me to feel that way? Like it doesn't feel like there's any prestige. It doesn't feel like it matters.
And honestly, I feel like Punk kind of ruined that when you have your interim thing and he came back and we put an X on it and this, that, and the other thing. Like, no, your lineage is your lineage. That's not the word that came out of my mouth. But like,
your liturgy is your liturgy, all right?
Your liturgy is your
liturgy. Chicken dinners don't make sense when you have all these caveats. I can say caveats.
Don't bring up chicken or live more. Ripley's gonna play chicken tender slut.
Aren't we all sluts for chicken? I get it.
Who isn't? Let's be honest.
But I feel like they ruined that having like Cody couldn't go for it, and then you had your interim, and then you put like an X over the belt, like you're some NWO bullshit. Like nothing feels. Again, Mox is a 4-time champion.
Yeah, you've had your company for 5 years, and Mox is a 4-time champion. That like Your belt doesn't feel like it means anything, and everyone has a belt. Like, you know, the three of us, I feel like we talk about this every week. Everyone has a belt in AEW, so like, why does the world title mean anything?
Yeah, and it's just like I feel like I wanted Swerve to inject something into it, and for maybe a hot second, it felt that way. But like,
I think he did for a while, and then it's just how like I guess putting the belt on Bryan. To me, it was the Bryan loss. It's like the way that I get like storyline wise, like giving it to Mox because it was his friend who's like you've been soft or whatever, but like that him losing is his pseudo retirement moment. So to me, that should be used on someone you're going to put over, not Jon Moxley, who's already over in your company.
Yeah, and like it feels like Swerve was just champ just to build up to give Bryan his big Wembley moment to be like, we love you, American Dragon, retire now. You know what I mean? Like that was his retirement tour.
I really wish Swerve didn't drop the belt to him. To be honest, I really wish that didn't happen.
Yeah, but they had to have the big WrestleMania yes moment with both the belts, and Brie needed to be there, and his kids needed to be there. He had to have the WrestleMania moment with the 85,000 fans or whatever it was, the 90,000 fans, because you know Meltzer's the 145,000 fans that were there, and
the brains were taken out of every single one of them. No, Ciabatta jokes don't go over.
No. I'm roboing out here pretty hard. I don't know if this is like if this is coming through, but like my camera's a little slow, so the audio's breaking a little for me too.
Oh well,
I'm having some technical difficulties. It's good.
And guess what, Ed? We have a drop for that.
Yeah, it's fair.
Is he back?
I'm here.
Yeah, we got him back.
Hey.
That's the point of the drops, is to keep everyone going and just keep the energy going. We have to bring the Big Nick energy every week.
We bring the boom to you.
Why was that guy the best wrestler on the show?
Because it was something fucking different. And kudos to QT for getting him over. Oh, Jesus.
We're throwing Big Nick energy out.
Nah, I'm here for it. Oh man.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I mean, at this rate, I just kind of wanted to left turn because I feel like all we're gonna do is just like shit on AEW, and I really don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about how incredible KO's been the last like 3 weeks?
Yes, please. We haven't talked KO enough on this show.
Agreed. Listen, dude, busting out the package pile driver for the first time, I think, on the WWE main roster. I don't remember if he did it to Cena when he popped up for the first time, or if that was just a pop-up power bomb, and then he stood tall.
No, it was a pop-up power bomb.
Yeah.
So him busting out the package pile driver was fantastic. Him stealing
Ed, I'm going to stop you right there. You think they're going to let John Cena in the prime of his Super Cena-ness take a package pile driver?
I mean, crazier things have happened. Listen, I watched like a 70-something-year-old Vince McMahon dive off of a balcony and then just kind of shrug at Gronk. All right, anything can happen. Listen, to quote that guy, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. Right? That's how he pronounced that word. He did. You've heard it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the world that are crazy too, and that doesn't mean we have to be as well.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Anything can happen.
And finish your statement.
Oh no! The statement is that that's crazy. Like he hits a dude with a package pile driver. It's for the first time on the main roster. Steals the Winged Eagle belt, and now he's defending it as the real world's champion. I love it.
Yeah, he showed up on because they're doing it was Wednesday, whenever Wednesday, 2 days ago. They did their Netflix Who's He What Sees, and he showed up with the belt.
It's great.
Which I fucking love. And everyone.
Go ahead. Go. You're good.
I was just saying that everyone's like they had that Triple H and KO had that shoving match, and everyone's like, "Oh, match!" And I was like, Triple H is a pacemaker, and he's not super like not going to be a match. But I loved it so hard, and I said to Nick, like, I want it to be like one of like the Battle of the Billionaires, like he'll get like a proxy to fight KO. But like, fuck, if we can watch KO Triple H, like, we've been, we watch all the old stuff, like what 2003 maybe.
Oh, are you talking about like just coming? Are we talking about like Madison Square Garden, like YouTube Beautiful Day return Triple H, where he's just like he has left humanity behind. He is just the juiciest man to ever exist. Like
exactly.
He's on that one chicken breast, 2 asparagus, trembolone sandwich. Guy is just
yes.
For one night only, juice to the gills.
Honestly, like Triple H needs to get the Shibata doctors and just get that heart, get that heart removal surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, just get the heart removal surgery for one match. Get the Meltzer special. It's fine.
Oh my god, that's what we're calling it, the Meltzer special.
You got to get the heart removal surgery.
The Meltzer special.
It's no big deal. I do want to talk about Seth Rollins' M. Bison cosplay too. I have seen no one talk about this online.
His what cosplay?
His M. Bison cosplay, the like that big red jacket he was wearing. It looked like M. Bison from Street Fighter.
Interesting. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Like just me?
Oh, the red jacket.
Yeah. It was during the Netflix thing.
I haven't watched there was like the kickoff to Netflix on a Wednesday when Netflix kicks off on a Monday. And again, I worked like 60 hours this week, so there's literally no wrestling. But I'm interested. I will text you that if he looks like him, Bison.
So I didn't catch that part of it. I caught the Bloodline stuff with Paul Heyman coming out because there is some eeriness to that whole thing. And probably I think this might bleed into our show for next Friday. About like the previews and everything, but like more for like Netflix as well. I really think that I don't know if I love this, but like I think Solo's winning from that. That's the only I looked at a couple of things, but I didn't look at that the Seth Rollins stuff. I saw Gunther had an engagement with Logan Paul. Logan Paul showed up there too.
Logan Paul's back. Fuck that guy.
Well, which I believe that's a transitional challenger for Gunther in some weird way.
You almost said traditional champion.
No.
Oh, Logan Paul transitional champ. Yes, no. Actually, I can't even joke about that. Please. I hope we get Big Daddy Walter and he just packs and smokes this man. Like
Ed, if you think for a single second that they're gonna put a transitional title on Logan Paul.
Like, didn't they already do that though?
Yeah. Anything can happen to the World Wrestling Federation. We know that.
If you think for a single second they're going to do that, I got one thing to say to you.
From the bottom of my heart, man to man, fuck your story.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, Logan Paul is an actual piece of shit, so like it's fine.
Yeah, I don't. But
I don't want him on my TV. I don't want your gross prime hydration station bottle.
I could just see him though, like being like a Royal Rumble opponent. Because when I saw that interaction happen, I had this weird feeling. He's a transitional challenger to get a WrestleMania match out of Gunther Kaiser.
I don't know about all that.
You don't need him to do that. The story's already...
No. Just like a challenger to get him through Royal Rumble as Kaiser gets some sort of build-up because he's not winning the Intercontinental title.
I would have figured...
That's anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I would have figured they would have just been hyping this up to give Gunther a match for, Netflix Raw. Because it's like, because we're getting Tribal Combat, we're getting CM Punk Seth Rollins 1, like... There's a lot of stuff that they're giving away on, like, I can't say free Netflix, but like the first show of your first streaming episode, right? Like they're just giving it away.
Oh, they're going balls out. You might argue that.
Yeah, exactly.
After bang.
I was gonna do that.
I talk to Ed every other second is a thing.
And that drop. It's Drop Central.
I mean, to be fair, does Drew have a match?
Wait, say again?
Does Drew have a match yet?
No.
He just wanted to say banger.
I just want to say banger.
I mean, you can just go watch AEW then. There's tons of heatless bangers.
5-star.
That's what you do to Dun.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of heatless bangers. You got Ricky over there with his new gimmick. He's 100% not. He's 100% not geek of the year, by the way. Looking real strong, getting gripped up by Bobby Lashley. It's real good.
I know.
I'm just not. I think last week, like, you have to sift through all the shit to find like the nuggets and all of it, and it's just like
you shouldn't have to do that. We're the best wrestle. It should just be, at least that should be good.
Brass off.
I need to get a drop of that one too. That's another one.
Good. Like, just...
I know we get a lot of drops we need to get through.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, but guys, definitely check out the Netflix kickoff. The little bit that I was able to tune in for it. Tons of fun. There's a stare down between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley where a little girl goes, "I love you, Rhea," and Rhea stops what she's doing and points at her and goes, "I love you too, small child." It's incredible.
It's on my list of things to watch this weekend.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
No, it's exciting. Again, like I popped up some of the stuff that was more relevant to our show and just trying to stay up to date with all that stuff. Because like with SmackDown starting in a couple minutes, I figured, let's just see if there's any Bloodline stuff, and it just typical promo stuff. But moving on.
I believe tonight's recorded.
Yeah, I think the next like 2 weeks.
I feel like the next 2 weeks. And shout out to Triple H giving people fucking vacations.
Hell yeah!
Spend Christmas with your kids.
Yay, holidays!
What a concept!
No, it's great. Good for
well,
them.
Ed, let's give you your last shot.
Oh, come on. You already know what it is. Darby Allin sucks.
He said the thing.
He
Nikki,
did the thing.
He did the thing.
Doing a thing. He did the thing.
He's a real ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
Great show. Great call. Another great call. Some great callers tonight. The regulars showing up, shelling out for the holidays.
God, Steven.
Get through the comments before we get out of here.
He's talking about you had a drop of Chi-Chi.
Oh. Morgan, welcome to the show. I hope Candice LeRae wins tonight. Yeah. It'd be interesting if she gets the title win tonight. That'd be kind of interesting. Oh, old school drop. Yes.
Yeah,
The Chi-Chi drop. Yes.
Our cat Bailey, aka Chi-Chi, it was a picture of her judging people.
That's an old school.
You were like, I don't even have that anymore.
It's somewhere.
You don't have a picture of her fur daughter. How dare you? She's the judgiest judge. She just screams.
Yeah. She just judges all and runs this house. Gronk in the coat in Tokyo Udo misgoated. I don't know. We're losing it with the chat.
Yeah.
So everyone boozing up in the chat. This is what happens at the bar. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Again, you work at a 60-hour work week. You're allowed to have a cocktail.
Exactly. That's what this show is about. Every Friday at 6, we are here talking wrestling. Anything you want to talk about wrestling, old school wrestling, today's wrestling.
Specifically want to talk about New Generation from 1995.
We will talk about it.
Razor Ramon.
Everything. We will throw it in. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming in. Hit the like and subscribe so you can come back and become a regular. If you are a regular, we love having you. Make sure to get all through the comments.
That's what I said when Nick played whatever. I was like, I'm pretty sure this was
New Gen.
Yes. Oh my God. So I say that all the time. We were watching, it was Royal Rumble, whatever, but it was Goldust versus Razor Ramon. And then it was like, then whatever it was like Marlena came out. I was like, who's this woman with a cigar? And they're like so confused that they don't call her Marlena and they don't call her Terry. It's like, who's this woman? Oh, a woman? A woman? Oh my God. But I love it.
Yeah, no, it was great.
3 kid in a diaper, get it.
Just ridiculousness. But this was a great show. As we wrap, because we're a little bit over, overtime here for Smackdown. I'm sure you're all catching Smackdown. Hope you're enjoying it.
Get your snacks.
But we are back here next Friday, the 27th. It is our last official show before our special New Year's, before the New Year's End show, which is just going to be a fun get together for us. So, as this is our Christmas edition of the holiday show, we will give you one more time just some remembrance of what this holiday is all about, damn it.
Okay.
Remember that whatever you believe, whether you believe in Santa or you don't, it's about the big picture of that everyone loves you, that no matter where you get the gift from, they all love you. And Roddy Piper wants you to know.
Santa Claus. In the morning, you kids, when you got up and you saw them gifts down there, it was given to you by someone that loves you a whole lot, that spend a whole lot of time outside and buying gifts and getting them in reindeers and little else, whatever you want to think, somebody that loved you a whole lot put them gifts under that tree, not some idiot.
Not some idiot.
Someone that loved you a whole lot.
Whole lot.
Lisa, I love you a whole lot.
We love you a whole lot. We love you all. Love you too, Lisa. Been a pleasure.
Oh.
We are. Oh,
he said, "Get your friend some."
Oh, go out of bubble gum.
So it just like kicks in my house.
I know. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick some ass, and he's all out of bubble gum for the holiday experience. But this has been a great holiday experience for us. We hope it was the same for you. Before you go, hit the like. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe so you can come back next Friday, the 27th. I have to do math. Math is hard. We're going to do a Steiner math drop. That might take me a while because math is hard.
I have the brain that you do, said Justice.
Exactly. I had a drop for that, and then he passed away, and it made it really awkward. So I got to wait like 6 months. So that being said, let's take you out the only way we know how, or they're not so CCO. Triple H. We'll see you on the 27th.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
Able to do that tonight. Another 3 months or so without incident. I don't know. We lost count because we're doing so well without hurting.
Who's to say?
So we are appreciative of you all for joining us. But as we always like to say here, you do not have to go home.
But you can stay here. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Bye.